Health and Human Services, Dr. Paul Obuche. He said they called him, and he didn't know. So the government house said, we'll drop the name. So by the time he returned, say we have finished with your case. We wanted to make you a commissioner for health, but he couldn't answer. And that was around between 1 and 4 a.m. So he had to call, somebody now whispered to Oshidoma. And then Oshidoma now entered. And then they called him back around 5 a.m. and said, okay, you must learn to leave your phone on. So somebody told me that if I will be nominated by the Vice Chancellor, he will give me a call. So I waited for the call till about 10, 11. So I told my father, since the call didn't come, let me go and sleep. So I went and I slept. By the time I woke up some few minutes to 4, I saw missed calls. And it was for when I look at the time, it was around 1:29, 1:32 a.m. And I said, okay, this one to be Akwa. So I quickly text him that I just saw the call because of exams and all this movement from George, that I saw the call, it was late. And so he gave me a test that do I know how the process of nomination, for DVCs, they are done. I quickly answered. So he said, okay, how far have you mobilized? I said, by the grace of God, I've done my bit too. The rest is God. And that was how the message stopped. Who will contest with me? And whether he was assertive that he was nominating me, he never mentioned. Until he went to the Senate, we had about 22 items on the agenda, and then he now said there should be an adjustment, which they did. And at the end of the day, it was a sitting, DVC academics, my own friend too, Professor Emmanuel Lotto, and said this is a man that is number 1. Number 2, but they had started from DVC admin. They brought one of our sisters, our colleagues from political science, Professor Membe Genyi, brought another faculty member, Professor Wapela, too, and then that staff said, I stepped down. That matter concluded. My own, they asked the sitting DVC, he said he has accepted, he will go into the contest. They asked me, I say I also go into the contest. And was just relying on 3 scriptures. Ezekiel 21 became almost like a song, like a national anthem. Ezekiel 21, 27, King James Version, I think the media can do. And then the one that struck me when the contest started was found in John 3, 27. He said, in this John dead, and some answered. If you see that scripture, and finally, Exodus 14:14. So, actually it was for Senate members that are here, it was a very serious thing. But actually I asked God because I prayed